Okay, looks like I'm live. Um, this is going to be recorded, so I'll try to talk through what I'm doing today. I just came on this afternoon. I'm still working with going live and figuring that out. So I just came on this afternoon to um, try to do a little of this and a little of that. Try to work through some different things so that um, I'm prepared for the next videos I want to make. So one of the first things I'm doing is I'm working on a um, sort of a vintage sewing machine journal, and so I wanted to cut some die cuts. And if you're not familiar, this is a Sizzix Big Kick, and these are cutting dies. And I have my cutting dies in page protectors, but they're on metallic sheet. See, it doesn't fall off. And I have all of these fun little sewing machine dies. So I'm just going to cut a bunch of stuff out um, to have it ready for making tags in the journal and everything. So um, I think that's supposed to be a pin cushion. That's interesting. Okay. Um, but I just want to make a bunch of stuff. It's easier if I have it cut out when I go to start. So that's what I'm going to start with today. And I hope that I'll notice you when you chime in and that that everybody will enjoy what I'm doing. It's this live thing I finally figured it out, I think. Um, this cardstock I'm using is thin, so I am going to do two layers and see if it'll work. If not, I'll have to cut it. So, but I figured I could uh, maybe do two layers and not have to cut so many things. Um, I am really not sure what that is. Maybe when it cuts out, I'll know. That's a seam ripper. And I do know what a thimble is, so. And I have not used this thing very much. I got it when they clearanced them at Hobby Lobby, so it's something kind of new for me. I had a friend come use it, and she really enjoyed using it, so. Now the question is whether or not it will cut through two layers of cardstock at the same time. Um, okay. Ooh, it always sounds like that. It's so awful. I do like this long bed thing. It came with that, which is really nice. Um, well, it didn't have a problem going through two layers apparently. Like I said, that cardstock is very thin, so. Oh, that's a spool of thread. It's really hard to see that it's a spool of thread, but that's what it is. Well, that one didn't cut. Okay. Oh, maybe it did, and it just. All right. We have this little bit left, so we're going to see what we can do to use it up. Yeah, except that we have to get this stuff out of there. Okay, so how do we get that stuff out of there? We need a straight pin. I'll be right back. That's got to be boring to watch, to sit there and watch that thing just sit there. Sorry about that. These little dies, these dies have a tiny little hole that you can push in with the straight pin and get things out of it. So, and they did cut, it just might not have cut all the way through on everything. So I might just change to cutting one layer at a time after I use up this piece. Oh, this is going to be one of those where you have to punch every hole. Oh, we'll just set that aside for now. Oh dear. Sorry if you're here and you're watching me and it's boring. I apologize. These are pretty intricate little dies. I was surprised how well they cut when I first got them. Okay, the pin cushion is really odd. Okay. So like I said, let's layer this up and cut a few more different things. It cut very nicely. I was very pleased. Okay, we want to put this the other way around though. Well, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Honestly, that's probably enough to fight with on there. So I'm going to put this on here like so. And I'm going to, oh, they all moved. Did you see that move? Now, the last time I cut with them up, this time I'm cutting with them down. We'll have to see how it works. I don't think it would really make any difference. It's all about pressure. And I just made a mess. One of the things I want for myself is one of the magnetic bases. I think that would make it so much easier with all these little dies. Yeah, well, I just slid it again. We'll see if any of them cut. No, I just messed up. Told you I hadn't used this very much. Okay, then let's try to hold it together, push it in, and run it. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I think it would work better with just one sheet of cardstock. That's what happens when you get lazy. Okay. And I have to punch these all out again. I still think I would have to punch them out even if I did use just one sheet of cardstock. I'm guessing that it will be one of those things that doesn't that they don't come out real easy anyways. So they're very intricate. Okay. Anyways, it looks like no one is around this afternoon, at least not right now. I'm hoping somebody will stop in. Oh, somebody's there. Whoever's there, hello. I don't see any chat from you, but hello, welcome. If you just got here, I'm just working on some die cuts for a journal I want to work on, and it's a sewing themed journal, so I'm just using some little sewing themed dies. I tried to do 2 layers at once. This is just black cardstock. And let's do that one and the fancy one and the sewing machine's gonna have to have a little more room. Sewing machine. We definitely want more scissors. Nope, can't go in there. More scissors. Thimbles are always good. Buttons are always good. Here. What I might not get in is this little thread, and I don't think we'll do any more of this one. Oh, I know, I didn't punch out this spool of thread. Oh, let's see about getting it out. I need to find something that pushes it actually out. Keeps pushing out all of the, there we go. It's pushing out all of the little holes, but it's not pushing the papers out of the die. There we go. And then we have a few that are stuck. There we go. So now I can put this one in. Maybe we'll put it right there. things when I got this, I didn't realize I was missing a part. It doesn't have a nut to hold the handle on, so I'm gonna have to write the company and tell them and see if I can get that part. And so the handle keeps falling off, which is not good. And it makes the most horrible noise. Oh, I got a thumbs up from somebody. Hello, whoever you are. Okay, let's move it back over here to that way it's a little bit in the. Well, that really filled it up. If I put them right back on the same way, I can just do another one. I have to remember that order. I'm having to punch out all the little pieces. Hi, Stacy. Oh, what are you doing this afternoon, Stacy? I decided I'd title my live little of this and little of that because I'm just going to play until I get some things I need to do done. I may not like this one very much. That was hard. Material clusters. Kind of like a little flower. Oh, this one. I knew I didn't really want to put this one back on the thing. I don't like this one. This one's too much trouble to pick all those pieces out. We'll just, again, put it aside. I'm not even going to fight with that. That's the kind I like. Okay. Scrap pieces sewn together with a button on top. Oh, that sounds like fun. Are you cutting them in a circle, and are they big or little? I think we'll do one more batch and then that should be enough. Oh, that is really going to make a mess. I'm getting little pieces of paper all over everywhere. I can see my husband coming in and saying, I just vacuumed. Smaller pieces will use embellishments. That sounds like a lot of fun. You know, it's too bad chat doesn't let you show pictures because I'd love to see that. Okay. I keep forgetting that I get off camera and I forget that you can't see what I'm doing. Of course, it's not very much fun, really. Okay. I have little pieces of black stuff everywhere. Yeah, I wish you could show them off. That would be fun. I'd love to see it. Um, I've been on other people's um, live streams and thought the same thing. I really wish I could see what other people besides the person doing the live stream could do. So, but that's all the way it is. So they'll figure it out sooner or later. Oh, I lost my other piece. Oh. Uh, uh, okay, let's get this. Oh, I hate that noise. All right, that should be enough silhouettes for the time being, at least. At least I can get um, some things done, some tags and just little embellishments like that. So there we go. This spool of thread is so intricate. It's just tiny. And then it has 500 million little spots where you have to push it out. Nobody said I was patient. Well, Stacy, I wish you had some company in here so that somebody could talk to you too. That would be more fun, but I also didn't tell anybody I was going to be live because I was not sure until the last minute that I would have time. Um, my sweet husband took over the job of going to pick blueberries for me, so I don't have to go, didn't have to go, so that I could work. Okay. And there's that one. We'll punch all those little tiny holes out later. You know, it'd be pretty if it was just embossed even. All right. And I have a couple of those. For some reason, this one is got a spot where it's not quite as sharp as everything else. And I keep moving off camera. Sorry about that. It's because this machine's in the way. I'll move it in just a few minutes. I made myself a whole list of things to work on this afternoon, so. Okay. Oh, they're they're over here on the thing. I didn't do them all. Uh, I have a tendency to lurk too. I have tried to get past that lately and at least say hello when I am watching somebody. Ah, I like little crocheted flowers for my journals and stuff. I tend to do that when my husband wants to watch a movie. So I need to knit a couple of, I make these little, I don't know what you want to call them, but they are covers for the Swiffer. We have hardwood floors, so I made covers because I don't like to buy disposable covers. Um, for it, so I tend to just use these knitted things. I had been using rags, but I found this where I like to knit some that just can be washed over and over and over again. And the other day my mother came in and they were sitting on the counter because I hadn't gone out to the utility room to put them away. And she said, "Oh, these are really cool. You need to make me one." And I said, "Well, just take a couple of those." And so she did. And so she has a couple of my Swiffer covers that are knitted, and I really like them, so I'm going to have to knit some more. I don't know if you were here, Stacy. This is magnetic. It's just a sheet of magnet that I got at Dollar Tree. It was a planner thing you stick up. And what I do is I keep these on this magnetic sheet, and then I put it inside of a page protector, which it's the best thing. Yes, they work really well. What we do is, like on the kitchen and bathroom floors, I spray them with cleaner, and on the hardwood floors, I spray it with Indust. And so that way, yeah, I had been looking for something. This machine's fairly new, and I ordered a bunch of little dies, and I'm like, ooh, these are going to be a pain to sort and keep. And so this has been working really well. And then I have like a file tub, so it's right here beside me, and so they go in these file folders like that, and then I can just stick this one in, and it's well, it says my class handouts, but what it is my dies. But then it's just a tub that, well, I'll put it up here so you can see it. It's like a file tub, and it has ridges so that these file holders sit on it, and then it can sit and push off beside me. And I took the machine down, and I forgot I wanted to do something else. I wanted to play with something. Thanks. I seriously doubt I'm the first one that thought of it, but it was one of those things that I thought I would try when I got the machine. And now then, these are bottle caps, and I want to see if I can squish them flat. They are pretty bent. So I don't know whether it will work or not. I think I read about somebody doing it, and so I thought I would try it. We'll see what happens. I may have to take out some of my, yeah, okay. This base is got leaves in it. So if I take some of the leaves out, it might start, and I might have to go back and do it again. But still, I'm going to try it and see what happens. Hi, Deborah. If y'all could see me, my tongue is sticking out the side of my mouth. Just really funny trying to hold this all mess here. This is an experiment completely. Okay, now then. Well, it doesn't work. That's not working. Well, it did start to work. This one is kind of going flat, although it went flat and not the way I wanted. So let's try just one. Let's see if maybe just having one in there at a time would let me do it. If you can't tell, I'm just kind of holding it, and well, it definitely squashed into my plate. That's interesting. You can't see what's going on, but there's a, okay. We have a fun hardware store here, and they have these kind of old-timey, but their sodas are in bottles, and they have some cool and very interesting bottle caps. And I went the other day and picked up, they save them for me. I think we'll go back again. And saving them for me, they some of them are pretty bent up, and well, I don't like that. First off, I don't like that it kind of tore up my, really stuck in the plate. Let me get some pliers. Oh, that was, now, I think that would be a really cool idea to have them flattened out. And I think if I pounded them a little bit and then put them through here, that it might be very interesting. There's a little rubber tabby thing on there. Let's put it back through again. I don't think I want to tear up two sides. I think what I might do is get a hammer maybe and pound them a little bit flat first, and then put it through there. Because I think they'd make really cool embellishments on a tag. Can you see it? Wouldn't that be fun? Now it's flat, so a fun embellishment. And I have some really cool ones. Now these are just, I pulled the normal ones so that if they got really messed up, they would be not a big deal. But I may do with that more of that, but not today, because boy, am I hot now. Whew! Excuse me, I'm going to get some water. I'll be right there. My studio's kind of warm today anyways. I made beads this morning, and so the kiln and everything. But I think I'll try maybe hammering them a little bit before I put them in there, because it's really chewing up my plate, and even the bottom plate gets a little chewed up doing it. So I don't think I'll do any more of that right now. So like I said, we're going to do a little of this and a little of that. So put this over here. Deborah, I don't know where you walk. I never see bottle caps. I always just see the pop tab thingies. I was gonna, let's see, what's on my, I made a list, guys. I actually made a list. Okay. Oh, heck. I'll be right, nah, maybe I'll be right back. I think I'm going to do my doodle. I don't know if you've been watching my other videos, but I'm still behind a little in my doodle book, so I thought I'd do a doodle. And I have to do a new video pretty soon, but and this morning I did this one for today, and I think I'm about 4 days behind now because the thing got started before I did. And I really liked how this came out. Sort of, I started out as amoebas, but it ended up being kind of a flower. So I'm going to try to do another one that's got kind of the similar care. Oh boy, care. Okay, forget it. It's sort of similar, but different. What are you going to do with your pop caps, Deborah? Have you got a plan? I got 2 small bags full the other day when I went to the store. And, oh, I don't like that piece. But I have a chair. I want to put them all on this chair. I actually saw someone, and I don't know who it was now, that they covered, it's just a little straight backed, like dining room chair, but an old one. And I'm going to put them all on there. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to resin them or just leave it flat. But okay, so this one looks exactly like the last one. I didn't do a bit different. That does not make me happy. Sometimes I cannot talk and do things at the same time, and that's what I was doing. We'll just do another layer and try to change it up a little bit. If you aren't familiar with my other videos, this is part of the 100-day it's called the 100-day project. Interesting charms or use on embellishment. I haven't started. Yeah, Deborah. I think they're going to be really cool. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, but I think a block of wood and a hammer would, at least to start them until they flatten out a little bit, and then put them through the Sizzix, because then that would flatten them out better, I think. Because if they opened up all the way flat, if this part went out, they would go flatter instead of folding back under and being lumpy. I still think it's really cool on a page though. So this one's going to take a while to color, I think. Got kind of, oh, what do we want? Okay. These are water-based, dye-based markers. They came from Stampin' Up. They're old, old, old. I've had them a long time. Back 100 million years ago, I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Yeah, I think flattened as embellishments, they'll be perfect. And now I have a friend, and actually, I'm not sure the business belongs to her anymore, but um, she has a machine that domes them so that they're a half of a circle, and she makes beads. Then they solder them together, and they make beads out of them. Um, they've been around quite a while, and like I said, I think the business has changed hands now that Kathy is no longer making the beads, but you see them like in the back of Bead and Button. They show them off a lot. They're bottle caps, and then she, uh, like I said, they're domed so that they're half of a circle, half of a ball, and then they solder them together. Which is really kind of cool. Yeah. Well, Deborah, I think we all like a challenge, or we wouldn't do anything craft-wise. My challenge lately has been to figure out how to go live on YouTube and just trying to do the videos. Uh, I work, my job is to make glass beads. That's what I do to pay my, I wouldn't want to live off of it, but I have a sweet husband who has never asked me to do anything I didn't want to do. And um, when we could afford it and I could make a job out of something I wanted to do, I started making glass beads. And that's my job. So I have a creative job, but when you work for yourself and are an artist, you tend to spend a lot of time working. So he's been really sweet about letting me off the hook for chores. Since he retired, he's probably taken over 90% of the house cleaning. Um, and if I cook, he cleans up the dishes and all that kind of stuff. So it lets me have time to do something else. And sometimes when your work is creative, it gets hard to be creative. So by doing the videos and paper arts, making junk journals and all that stuff, I get a little bit, I don't know, refreshed, learning new things. Yep, that's it. Deborah, um, I just love to spend my nights watching YouTube. I love all of the other people's videos, and your daughter didn't know that you were going to become very busy on there, huh? You know, this one looks more like an amoeba than that one does. Something about it. I don't think I'll do another one. But learning about the videos and how to edit them and all that stuff. Now, I've taught classes of some form for most of my life, so um, you know, preparing for a video most of the time is like preparing to teach a class, and you end up spending a lot of time off camera that you don't really realize how much time it takes to do a video. That's one of the reasons why I thought I'd try to do some live stuff to make it uh, just I don't know, a little more connected to the other people that might be watching. Stacy's grandbabies are here. Oh, Stacy, bye. Have a great day. I love it. Great. Oh, Stacy, if you're still here, I have a subby giveaway going on, so make sure to check out some of my other videos. I hope you heard that. Um, now they think I'm YouTube crazy. Deborah, that can happen. Yeah, Stacy, I'm so glad you heard that. Make sure to check it out because I just uploaded it Friday night and it goes through until the end of June. So, and I've got a stamp set that I'm giving away. Deborah, mine is I love watching what other people do, and it makes my mind just go in 100 million different directions. My problem is not having enough time to do all the things I want. We kind of moved back here because my mother's here and Jeff's father's here. And so we have a lot of extra chores other than our own. My husband's going to town tomorrow, and by town, it's only like 20 minutes away. We just live a little further out of town. He's going to town. He's got 3 yards in town to mow. So, and weed whack and rake and all that kind of stuff. So, plus our own. So, we weren't really supposed to have to do that. We were supposed to be able to travel, but we were in a wreck with our RV. So, and they still have it. It's still not fixed yet. So, it's been a year and a half, and they still have it. Um, Coloring this one isn't fun either. I don't know. I really, you know, I do some of these doodles, and you'll have to check it out. I've up up until I don't know. I don't know how many days I haven't shown. I have to do a new video pretty soon. I've been doing video update videos and flip throughs so that you can see all the different doodles. I chose doodles because they're relatively quick to do, and I had a lot of catching up to do. Um, yeah, we were living in our RV and we were headed out on our very first retirement trip and got hit by a flying van. And that was a year and a half ago on the 12th. Come up the 12th, it'll be a year and a half that they've had our RV supposedly repairing it. We were fine because the people hit a giant empty box instead of another smaller car. They didn't kill anyone because the van was in the air when they hit us. And my husband kept our RV upright and in the lane we were in. So, by the grace of God, we were not hurt. Just our RV was hurt. but it has changed our lifestyle a lot because we were suddenly homeless. um, I mean, we had places to come to. We came back and stayed with Jeff's dad, but because we had been living in the RV, uh, it was an interesting yeah, it was an interesting few months. It took us about 5 months to get this house that we were living in up to where we could actually move into it. We had bought a repossessed house that needed a tremendous amount of work, and it took a while. So, as a matter of fact, we still have camping furniture in the living room because uh, our couch is at my mother's house, and she's using it, and so we have camp chairs, which is fine by me. It's that much less to have to clean around. So, Deborah, are you crafting this afternoon or are you just watching videos? Stacy was making, she said layered fabric embellishments that were layers of fabric with a button on top. And she had been crocheting flowers. So I just wondered if you were making anything. It still says 2 people are here. Deborah, is there anybody else? No? Wonder who else is here. Whoever it is, hello. I am just doing a doodle for my 100-day project. This is actually the second one I've done today. I'm a few days behind. Still, I started about 20 days late in the project. So I will tell you this last week I also missed a day, so I had the next day to catch up. Oh, my husband is home. I hope I'm going to be able to keep going. Let's see how many. He went to pick blueberries. So looks like it's. Oh, and he's got veggies too. So ah, well, the one person that watched me last time had just come in from church, and she and I both had to go to make dinner when we got done. So hold on just a minute, Deborah. I'll be back in just a second, guys. Hun, can those just sit on the counter for the time being? Or do you think I have to come take care of them right this minute? There's one packet here that needs to go to the freezer. They're already closed. Oh, okay. All right. Anything else? No. Just go shower. Oh. Are they squishy already? Well, put them in the freezer. I don't have any choice because if you've got fresh ones, I've got to have, I got to use them first. Okay, I'm doing a live, so I'll be back. Okay, just leave them sit there on the counter then, because I want to take care of them the way they should be taken care of. Sorry, guys. Deborah, it's really only you. What? Okay. Yeah, I just told her you were coming back with blueberries. Um, the friend he went to get the blueberries from tends to wash them, and blueberries that you freeze, you don't wash. They need to be dusted off, but with a dry towel and then done. So I'll have to go do that soon before I make dinner. Luckily, we're having leftover dinner. The same people that have the blueberries um, actually were over yesterday. Somebody had brought them a whole bunch of vegetables, and they brought us a bunch of the vegetables. And oh, he's coming to show me what he brought. Are those red tomatoes? Ooh, yummy. Just stick the whole bag in the fridge. Um, did you have to go? Yeah, that's on camera. No, you weren't on camera. My thing's on camera.
I thought I got in the way. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. You don't need me anymore? Deborah, thank you. One of the things, and I probably should put an update in the description about the faux vellum, is that don't lay a whole bunch of sheets together someplace warm. They tend to stick together. I've started putting a sheet of tissue paper between my sheets of vellum. I have been working on a video of ways to use the faux vellum, but I mean, I use them in my journals all the time and stuff, but you do want to put something between them if you've got a stack of them. Just a tissue paper or something like that. I had some laying in the laundry room and they kind of stuck together. They weren't ruined or anything. They just were sticky. So, fresh vegetables. Um, did you say you were in Vegas, Deborah? Deborah, sorry. I would guess that it's kind of hot and dry. We're in Northwest Florida. Um, Actually, we call ourselves Lower Alabama because there's very little of what looks like Florida here. Um, and the tomatoes are actually ripe already. Blueberries are in season. Strawberries have already gone. Um, but they grow a lot of vegetables here. They used to grow a lot of cotton. Um, we do not have the citrus and that kind of. I have an orange tree, but it depends on what it's. Yeah, it's pretty green right now. It's actually kind of brown. We have not had the rain. There was a tropical storm last 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, that they kept saying we were going to get, we were going to get, we were going to get, and it went east of us. And when it did, we hardly got any rain. We've been hotter than normal and way drier than normal. But yes, it's always green here, and there's always trees, and there's almost always something blooming. And we had a lot of a lot of froze last year. It froze for a long period of time, and we lost a lot of our like cover plants, elephant ears and things like that. As a I love mountains. We don't have mountains. Jeff and I both would have liked to have gone to the mountains to live when we ended up coming back here. Um, but that would have been our choice is to go to North Alabama, North Georgia, Southern Tennessee, Kentucky, someplace with those kinds of mountains. We both love them. Um, I do not like this doodle, but Oh well. Uh, I canned a lot when we were younger. We would have gardens and things, but with my beads and traveling so much selling beads, it seemed like we planted garden, and then it would be about the time the garden was coming in, and we would be having to be gone. So okay, this one is for day 58. Uh-oh, I forgot the 5. 58, and it is done 6/3/2018. So I think I like this one. I do not like this one. So, oh well. We've been to Vegas. I've been to Vegas a few times for different conventions and things, and I've never gotten to see any of the surrounding area. We were actually headed there. We were going to Quartzsite, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, um, Santa Fe, and Vegas before we came home a year and a half ago when we got in a wreck. So all I've ever seen of Vegas pretty much is the inside of hotels and the strip. So it's not something that really was interesting to me. So I have not worked on that much. But okay, I'm on to my next thing. And I just realized that I forgot to get my paintbrush. So I will be right back. I'm sorry. I'm back. Well, I knew it wasn't only gambling. My husband has been out. You have a big lake of some sort. He's driven the area when he had to be in town for something. Um, but I've just never even had a chance to see it. So um, I collect all of these lovely little scraps in my scrap bin, and I keep different books going that I stick stuff into and eventually turn into Lake Mead. Yes, and Jeff went out and saw that. I've never seen even any of that. Um, but anyways, what I'm going to do now is stick some pages down in a couple of my books, just because my tub is kind of getting full, and I don't like it to get quite so full of stuff. So I'm just gonna reach under here and pull out some of the odds and ends and just glue them in. And I just kind of glue them in places that look like they'll be fun. I save the cutouts now, like, oh, where did they go? I just had them. All this scrap that I had from the cutting out the sewing stuff, I'm going to stick in this book. So we'll just scrap paper, anything like that. I usually just get out a little pile here and start sticking away. Um, I don't like it to build up too much before I start sticking, so I'm going to do some sticking today. And since we used one of these, I think I'll use one of them. And they end up covered up down the road. This, yes. Let me see where my other book is. If I get time, I'm going to work in my other book too. When the book starts to get sort of filled up, I actually do journal pages with them. And this is, so then when this book gets finished, and see, this one is just partially finished. When this book is finished, I will actually use it to journal and write in. This is, I haven't done a flip because it's not finished, but I think I have a page back here that I need to do some pin work, and if I get a chance, I'm going to do the pin work on this. Pin work being what I do with pins to decorate it further. So, but then the ultimate goal is to write in it. So now this is a composition notebook, and I'm trying it. I've done some other work in composition books and really disliked it. But this is, it's something to try, and I thought, okay, well, I'll see how it goes. One of the things about composition books, and now my books that I have hand bound, it doesn't make a difference. When you work in a composition book, make sure you work a page and stick stuff in the front, then stick stuff in the back, because otherwise they end up lopsided. And that I have learned from several people online. So, and I use Mod Podge to stick stuff down, and that's all that's left right now. But what I do is I put a little bit of water in my Mod Podge, not very much. Like normally I will fill this up about halfway full, and then put maybe a quarter of a cup to only about a quarter of a cup of water in it. It thins the Mod Podge down a little, and it just makes it easier to work with for some reason. And I just like the consistency of it better. It seems to let you stick stuff down on it better. And one of the reasons I like to use these cutout pieces is because I love the texture, and you know, the whole piece might end up covered up down the road, but it'll leave texture underneath what you're working on. So and this is black, so it ought to be some real interesting. It'll show through any paint that comes in. And I usually keep 3 or 4 books going at a time, just because that's just how I work. I don't like to use, what do you call that? A heat gun to dry them. I really don't like to heat gun things. I really like to do it without the heat gun. So I do try to cover everything with Mod Podge after, because if you try to glue one side of a piece of paper, it will peel back up sometimes, especially if you're using liquid glue. So and I can't remember what I did or got this from, but it's some, oh, I know what they are. They're party hats from New Year's or from Christmas. my father-in-law's girlfriend is English, and she brought party poppers, and they had party hats in the party poppers. So that's what that is. Now, if I am going to glue right out to the edge or paint right out to the edge, I keep sheets of, this is like scrap paper, and I stick it in there so that my brush does not get the other page wet. And like I said, this is a beginning stage. This is not something that I would even consider thinking about. I just stick stuff down for now. I had another piece. And one of the things I don't like about composition books is they're too thin. So, well, Deborah, I'm not sure why you're here all by yourself, because it says there's 2 people here. But so whoever else is out there, say hi. I would really love to say hi to everybody. But I'm really glad you came, Deborah. I'm really glad you saw that I was going to be on. I'm trying to make this a regular thing. It may not happen for a while, but it's just one of those things. I'm working at it, and all I can do is continue to work at it. It's kind of like you're learning something new with YouTube, so am I. So, yep. One thing about tissue paper is it lays down real fun. Tissue paper is very crinkly. It's kind of odd. It's sturdier than most tissue papers, but let's put that back on itself. I don't like that sticking out there. Hi, Janelle. Is it Tallulah? Tallulah? Oh, heavens. I'm going to have to read that later. What are you crafting, Janelle? Tallulah. Okay. Okay, my brain just went bonkers. Is it Tallulah, Alabama, or Tallulah, Georgia? One of those places? Working on an altered book and making embossed napkin tags. Ah, that sounds like fun. I was playing with my big sidekick, big kick, whatever that silly thing is earlier. I cut out some things for I'm doing a vintage sewing journal, so I was cutting out some sewing stuff with the big kick. And now I'm just gluing stuff in my books. I have a tub of scrap. And when I have a tub of scrap, I like to get it glued in so that it's not building up too much. And these are art journals that I will do something with later. Tallulah River, Tallulah, Georgia. I knew that. We're in the panhandle of Florida, so we're actually in Pensacola, and so I was thinking I know that. Where's Tallulah? I forget. Of course, I can't. My geography. I'm geography challenged. Deborah was here. I think she's still here. I can't. Yep, maybe. Okay, why is my phone? Oh, it's really going off at me. Excuse me. No, whatever it is, it can wait. Okay, do I want to put any more on this one? And Janelle, I don't think you were here earlier. I'm using Mod Podge to stick this down. I use a watered down, not real watered, but slightly watered down Mod Podge when I glue stuff in my books. It does make the pages kind of sticky together, but it really works for what I want to do. So that's what matters to me. And oh, I don't like that. Nor that. Aha, this one I'll do. And these are just bases. That it's just a base for an art journal page for later. It's matte. It does not look matte. When it dries, it's very, very shiny, if you ask me. Okay, that's good enough for that one. I really wasn't paying a lot of attention when I bought it, but because I wasn't sure how I was going to use it yet, but I pretty much always buy matte things because I don't like it. And I love to use matte medium for this kind of thing, but it gets so pricey that I've gotten to where I don't buy matte medium for it anymore. I was telling Deborah earlier, I tend to work in 3 or 4 books. I do not like to use a heat gun to dry things. Hi, Marsha. Yay. Wow, well, it says there's 5 people here. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. You guys, this is the second time I've done a live show, and I'm still trying to figure out making it live all the time. And what I'm doing right now is I keep my scraps in a tub, and when it starts to get full, I like to get rid of the scraps. So I stick them in my glue books, and I have several art journals, glue books, whatever you want to call them. And I just use everything under the sun. I use my punch outs and things like that. Anything that was. And then because I work on several, I can set it aside and let it dry on its own rather than trying to dry it with a heat gun. And Deborah asked earlier if I do what I do with them and how I use them. And I actually do art journal pages with the books after the fact. So these are a couple of relatively finished pages, just so you can see. The thing is that when I finish, and this journal is not finished, so I haven't done a flip. When I finish with it, I will actually use it to write in. So it's just a buildup of pages, and so like, well, that doesn't look like much of anything. So I will work on things and I will stick stuff down, and then when I decide I want to actually finish a journal page, I'll go back and finish a journal page. So today is just stick stuff down right this minute day. So and I just finished up a black and white journal. If if you guys haven't seen the video, I did put a flip on the channel, and because I finished it, I don't know, last week sometime. Marcia, are you just got chores to do, or are you going to go do a video, or if you got to do a video? I don't, do you do live, Marcia? Hi, Cindy! Yay! I'm excited that y'all are here. Can you tell? uh, um, thanks, Cindy. As far as the color, I like color. You know that. I think it was Deborah I was telling earlier, it's warm in here today. I made a load of beads, Cindy, and the air is just not cutting it lately. We got up the other day and the air conditioner was not working at all. It's a year and a half old. It's only been running for a year. And because we didn't live in the house for the first 6 months, it wasn't livable. And the air conditioner was not working. So we called the guys out, and sure enough, there's a bad part. So it let all the Freon out. So, Cindy, this is the second time I've been live. It's, it's on my agenda of learning to do. I had a really bad time trying to figure it out, and I still cannot make Facebook go live. I do not know what it is. So, I don't know if it's my computer settings and something I'm doing wrong, or why does that keep lifting up? Whatever it is, it's not been happy. Now, if you guys don't recognize this, I'm using pieces of security envelopes. Uh-oh. Well, Marsha, I guess that the phone dying is not going to help. Yeah, Cindy, I just started to go live. I did one, I think, was it last? I don't know if it was last. It might have been 2 weeks ago, the way things have been going. Between Mom's air conditioner going out and my having to spend the day over there trying to make sure that got dealt with, and everything in our air conditioning going out, it's been, and my trying to make beads, it's just been kind of busy, so I haven't gotten to do everything I wanted to do. And I am just laying some pieces down, textured background kind of thing, to work into the journals later. And Cindy, if you didn't hear, I am using watered down Mod Podge and as my glue and sealer and everything. And I don't like to use the heat gun, so I will set it aside and let it get dry by itself. So I am working in 2 or 3 books. So, and for some unknown reason, I really don't like the color between that piece of scrapbook paper that I put in here and this paint. So I'm guessing there will be paint in these, in the future of these. So my scrap bin was just getting too full. Cindy, Jeff went out and picked strawberries at our friend's house, and brought home about 2 gallons of fresh, not strawberries, blueberries. Blueberries are in, and he brought in all these blueberries, and then he brought home tomatoes and cucumbers too. They came over the other day and brought us tomatoes and cucumbers. Okay, Marcia, see you later, and thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate it when you pop up and watch my videos. It's awesome. Cindy, how's your leg? I noticed the other day that it was, you said something about it was worse than they originally thought. Okay, we're over there. Uh-oh. In this book, I do kind of use both pages. It's sort of a long spread. I don't usually do individual. I tend to work the pages together, sort of. So that's kind of what's going on here. And that's why I kind of tend to do two pages with similar colors, similar tones, kind of thing. As a matter of fact, the thumbnail that will pop up at on this video when it's done and recorded is one of my pages. So okay. I'm almost out of Mod Podge, which means I won't be able to do anymore, which is good. That's okay. Cindy, have you used Posca pens? Oh dear. They're not letting you drive yet either, are they, Cindy? I should ask all of you. Has anybody used Posca pens? Marcia's gone, I know. Tallulah, have you? I'm trying to decide. I'm going to have to order them if I get them because there's nobody in town that sells them. Huh. Okay. Just short places. 6 meters busy. Ah, yeah. It's probably best that you're not driving where it's busy. Oops. Okay. Dang, I really like that. Well, Tallulah, you'll have to message me and let me know what you think of them because I'm trying to decide if I want to take the time and pay for shipping and all that good stuff. to get some. I'll be right. Let's put this out of the way. Oh dear. Okay. Do we have enough glue to do one more? Yeah, we have a little bit of glue. We'll just do what we can. Where do we want to work? Oh, I don't know where I want to work. Let's see here. It also is because I have a bunch of pink. I'm thinking about putting some pink down somewhere. Now let's do that. There's one right here somewhere. Let's just do this one. Cindy, I'm glad they're getting you some something to make it better. I noticed on Facebook today that that the nerves were bothering you. And Tallulah, great, because I'd really like to know. Everybody says they like them, but I don't know why they're so much different than other pens. And Cindy, I don't think you were here. I started one in a composition book. These are books I made myself, and I really like this format. I happen to like the square 8x8 page. I like how it lays out and ends up being 8x16 long, kind of landscape. But everybody was talking about glue books and glue books and glue books, and so I did a journaling by fives thing. I haven't done a flip of that journal yet, but I hated the composition book. We glued the pages together and I hated it. So I was really not wanting to start in a composition book. And then I saw somebody's, and I can't remember, it might have been Dawn from Let's Make a Mess Today. And she was just using the single sheets of composition paper. And I really kind of like that. I kind of like how it feels, and the composition book paper is really pretty strong. I was very surprised by the strength of the paper. Oh, that is really ugly together. Okay. So, and it just gluing stuff, Cindy, makes you feel good, right? I like to glue stuff. So, it's what is that word? I don't know, but it relieves stress when you glue stuff. Crooked. Let's use a piece of this. This is a doily that I used as a stencil on another page. So better pull it down. I think I'm going to have to stop. I'm out of mixed up Mod Podge, and rather than just trying to fight with that, I think I'm going to stop and go on to something else. I told everybody that was here earlier that I'm doing just a little of this and a little of that. I made myself a whole list of odds and ends of things to do today while I was live. Nothing important, but things to get ready for the next video that I want to make, or things to get ready where I can do a few other things. So from the fumes, okay, Cindy, I missed something somewhere. What about the fumes? What did I say? I don't know. You'll have to tell me what fumes. I certainly didn't get very much out of my box of scraps. Did not use very much of that at all. You said gluing makes you feel good. Oh! Yeah, I suppose gluing makes me feel good from the fumes. Now, that's only if you use E6000. And I'm not sure whether that makes you feel good or it does you in. One of the two. Guys, I don't know if you know this. There's a lot of tricks about covering your glue and keeping the lid from sticking. You can Vaseline the threads. I like to put wax paper on mine, and then when the wax paper looks like it's kind of worn out, I just get a new piece of wax paper. So, but yeah, Cindy, the glue fumes could do that. Yeah, E6000, Cindy, will make you. It's nasty. E6000 can really do you in. So, okay, now I was sure I had a piece in here I wanted to work on. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. I have a new pencil. Really, Tallulah, or Janelle, sorry. The glossy was smellier than the matte. I don't know. I bought about a half gallon of matte. I'm down to about a third of it because I could use my coupon at Joann's. So it's one of those things where it doesn't smell to me, but that doesn't mean it doesn't smell. So what I was going to say was, this is a Stabilo all pencil. They are supposed to write on everything: paper, glass, plastic, metal, and they're water soluble. So you can get water on them and they will smooth out and not be so much like a pencil. And everybody was talking about them, and I couldn't find one anywhere. Um, Tallulah or Janelle, sorry about that. We used to live in South Dakota. We just moved back here from South Dakota. It was 2.5 hours to anything. I know that feeling. We had Walmart, but that was the sum total of it. Anyways, I got these Stabilo pencils of all places at a hardware store here in town that used to carry art supplies, and these were the last two black ones they had. So I wanted to try them out because everybody seems to really like them for doing art journaling and stuff. And um, you can wet it down and it will smooth out kind of thing. So I thought I would try it on this page. I will tell you, it's going over the acrylic paint really well, which that is sometimes hard to get. For as big as Pensacola is, we have the basic Hobby Lobby, Michaels, and the likes of that, but we do not have very good. We don't have art supplies. We have. Okay, so what I just did stick my finger in the water. Yeah, it really makes a mess. Ooh, that's not good. Don't like that at all. Now, I used it the other day and I liked it, but I don't like that. So let's see what we can do. Well, now it's going to be worse. Okay. It would be all right if you were grunging up the page, which I sort of just did. But I didn't want to do that. Not that grungy. So I don't think we'll use that for this. Deborah, have fun. Thanks for coming by and seeing me. And guys, if you don't know, I just uploaded a video Friday night about I have a subscriber giveaway going on. So make sure to look at my other videos so that you can get in on that. Now I have to go see if I can find a black pen. I'll be right back. Well, guys, of course, all my big pens are gone. Let's see what this one. Oh, maybe that'll work. We'll try it. Oh, there it is. That's what I want, I think. Let's see what we can do here. Deborah, thanks for coming if you're still here. And this is a Sharpie paint marker. I've got some Pitt pens. We'll see what works. One of the problems with regular Sharpies and Pitt pens is that they tend to get the paint eats them. So I guess I had to concentrate. I couldn't talk and do this at the same time. And that pen is very heavy-handed. So I think we'll try something a little smaller for around here. I'm probably going to have to stop pretty soon and go take care of all those blueberries Jeffrey brought in. Our friends also sent a full gallon bag that was in their freezer, so I'm going to have to get to using them. I'm hoping she sent her dessert recipe. She makes a really good dessert. I sent her a message this morning and asked for it. We don't make a lot of dessert around here. Jeff and I, neither one need it, and Jeff's diabetic, so we kind of try to stay away from desserts. But this thing that our friend makes is really good. And when fresh blueberries are available, it's like, oh yeah, we want that. This is a Faber-Castell pit pen, and the paint underneath this one is not chewing it up too bad, so that's a good thing. So it's also not marking real well on everything, so we'll see if it dries. That's the next thing. Okay. And then I'm gonna need, I love these. These are Uniball Pigment white signal white pens, and I had to order them, but I just love how they function. Um, yeah, they pretty much write on anything too. So, and that was a little okay. As long as my head's not in your way. My hand is not very steady this afternoon. I don't like that, so we're going to have to do something about it. When you don't like it, sometimes it's best to just keep going a little bit further. Cindy, did your husband get all your corn in? If you're still here? And Janelle, what book are you altering? Is it a specific one or? Well, now, Cindy, is he doing maintenance on the equipment? I know that friends of ours that used to farm that they spend as much of their summer doing that as they did planting and harvesting. I guess when I'm making little dots, I'm concentrating because I sure am not talking very much, am I? That's not bad. I like that better than I did before when it was so black. So, well, it's a good thing, Cindy, they staying out of the heat, and I'm glad he's taking you. Um, I took my glasses off so I could work, and now I can't see the computer screen. Um, oh, what a fun thing to have a nature journal. Yeah. Janelle, do you have a channel, a YouTube channel? Yep, I'm not liking that at all. You just play by yourself. Well, that's what I was doing until I started doing the YouTube channel. I just started this channel in January. I was really surprised so many people have watched my videos. The live is fun though because I get to play. All I'm doing is playing. I'm not even planning really. I did plan some of the things to do. Cindy, if you quit hurting yourself, your hubby might get to have, playtime or something. Then he might hurt himself. That would not be good. Oh, yeah, I do a lot of Facebook groups. So does Cindy. Forums, I haven't been, it's been a long time. I haven't been on many forums. I'd like to do some of the challenges that some of the other YouTube channels have and Facebook groups have, but I just can't be sure I'm ever going to get to do something. Things change around here on a daily basis. I don't think, Cindy, did I tell you that our air conditioning was out? So was Mom's, all in the same week. And Janelle, that I'm sure you're getting hot too. Um, it's been really warm here. I think warmer than usual and dry. Although now we're getting rain every day. Okay. Cindy. So is Jeffrey. Um, Janelle, you probably get that storm that missed us. Um, they kept saying we were going to get it, we were going to get it, we were going to get it, and Jeff and I were watching the news and we're like, we're not going to get that. And sure enough, it went completely east of us, and we never got a bit of it. So, um, yeah, Cindy, you cannot tell them what to do, and you cannot tell them to stay out of the heat. Jeff had already spent most of the morning outside when he went to pick blueberries for me. But he has started coming in a little earlier most days. Thank you, Cindy. I'm liking it. It's getting there. I think it's about done. There'll probably be I want to work in this little area a little bit, but I want to let that all dry. When you put Mod Podge and acrylic paint, sometimes the pens don't dry real well, real fast. So, um, yeah, Tallulah, I think that storm just hit inland way worse than it did the coast, which they were down here. The news just kept going on, and it was days of it. And I'm like, okay, it's a storm. We're gonna get rain, but thanks, guys. Too. I'm glad you like this page. I'm liking it. I need to get time to do more of this kind of thing and work on pages more, but somehow I have to work. I don't know why that is. Okay. Yep. Okay, when this part is done, this page will be done on this side at least. Janelle, earlier, Stacy was here and she was doing something. I said, I really wish that you guys could post pictures and comments because then we could see what you were working on. And because she was doing some kind of fabric embellishment, Cindy, I'm sure you would have liked it because from the sounds of it, she was layering fabric and then putting buttons on them. It was going to be just for embellishments for tags and things, and sounded like they'd be really fun. With these white gel pens, every once in a while, you got to clean them off. I think they pick up the paint. Oh. Think we should call this side done, guys? And yeah, Janelle, that is one thing about Facebook. The Facebook groups that I met Cindy through, actually. Um, I like that you can have the option of putting a photo in a comment. It's after 5 o'clock. Golly, I may have to finish this and then go. Shoot. Okay. Yep. What do you think? Shall we call it done? I like it. I'll have to do some. Oh, how about that little dots and the other side's got dots? I'll have to do something on this page to finish it up, but I really like how it came out. Thank you, Janelle. I was going to see if I could bring in the camera just a little closer so that you could see this a little better. Let's try this. There. Is it in focus, guys? I swear to you, is that backwards? It is backwards. Huh. Now that's funny. No, it's not backwards. The words are the right direction, Janelle. Because for me, it looks backwards. That's really very strange. Anyways, guys, I'm going to have to say bye. It's after 5, and I need to go see about taking care of all those blueberries. And thanks, Janelle. I really appreciate it. That means I won't play with my camera. I'll leave it the way it is. I need to go see about the blueberries, and I need to see about dinner and all that good stuff. So, Janelle, nice to meet you. Cindy, I'm so glad you came by. And you guys, I'll try to do this again. I'm going to try for Sunday afternoons, but that doesn't always mean it'll happen Sunday afternoons. I may do something in the evenings too. So, you guys have a great rest of your day. Have fun. Cindy, keep your leg up. Keep the puppies away from it. Tell hubby that Jeff and I said hi. And Janelle, really nice to meet you. Talk to y'all later. Bye.